Welcome to the Ultimate Explainer. Look, today we're breaking down what is arguably the most anticipated match in world football right now. Spain versus Argentina in the 2026 World Cup Final. We're going to cut right through the hype, okay? We're looking at the tactical stats, the key matchups, and an actual data-driven AI prediction to see who truly has the edge to lift that trophy. Let's get right into it.
So let's look at this absolutely beautiful contrast. On one hand, you've got the defending world champions, Argentina. And you know, this isn't just any match for them. This is potentially Lionel Messi's last dance. I mean, the final World Cup match of a truly legendary career. But then, on the other side, you have Spain, without a doubt Europe's most exciting team, led by Lamine Yamal, a teenager who literally represents the fearless future of football. It's the ultimate narrative, right? A golden generation preparing to say goodbye while a brand new era is knocking on the door.
Section 1. The Statistical Reality. All right, when we strip away the emotions and just look at the raw tournament data, two totally different identities emerge. Argentina brings a five-star attack, a high goal count, and this elite mental strength that you really only get from winning championships. They are absolutely lethal on the counterattack. Now compare that directly to Spain. They're a team built on total control. We're talking elite passing accuracy, insane ball recovery, and one of the stingiest defenses in the entire tournament. So it's essentially an explosive, relentless attack going head-to-head with the disciplined, possession-obsessed defense.
Section 2. Key battles on the pitch. Now, a clash of this magnitude isn't just about team stats, is it? It almost always comes down to high-stakes, individual face-offs. And we have to start with the master versus the prodigy. Even at this late stage of his career, Lionel Messi is still out there creating absolute magic. His vision, his passing, his free kicks, they're still totally world-class. But flying down the opposite wing is Lamine Yamal. Just a teenager, yet already one of football's biggest stars. His electric pace and fearless unpredictability can turn a game on its head in seconds. It's timeless genius against raw youthful energy. Moving into the engine room, the center of the pitch, we've got a fascinating clash of styles. Rodri is the absolute heartbeat of this Spanish side. The math here is pretty simple. If Rodri dictates the rhythm, Spain controls the game. But, and this is a huge but, Argentina has Julian Alvarez. The guy is a machine. He brings clinical finishing, sure, but more importantly for this matchup, relentless pressing. If Rodri is trying to get comfortable and build a rhythm, Alvarez is going to be right there, breathing down his neck to disrupt the whole thing. And obviously, we can't ignore the guys standing between the posts. We are looking at two totally different flavors of reliability here. You've got Emiliano Martinez, Argentina's ultimate clutch player. I mean, the guy is a penalty shootout legend. His mental warfare is simply unmatched. And then, on the other end, Unai Simon. He's rated as one of Europe's safest goalkeepers, bringing this incredibly calm, steady, tournament-leading reliability to Spain's outstanding defense. Section 3. Tactical tug-of-war. So how are the managers actually going to deploy all this talent? Well, Argentina is perfectly comfortable suffering without the ball. Scaloni's blueprint is pretty clear. Defend compactly, soak up the pressure, and just wait patiently. But the second they win that ball back, boom, they strike like lightning. They transition so incredibly fast, usually sparked by Messi's vision and Alvarez's endless energy. Now contrast that wait-and-see approach directly with Spain, who absolutely need to dictate everything. Spain's whole strategy relies on dominating possession and building up patiently from the back. But they don't just retreat when they lose the ball. No way. They press aggressively to steal it right back. To crack Argentina's compact defense, Spain is going to rely heavily on stretching the pitch, getting the ball out wide to isolate guys like Yamal, and basically forcing the Argentine defenders to run themselves into the ground. For Spain, success is entirely about ruling the midfield and keeping Messi quiet.
Section 4. The AI prediction. Okay, here we go. It's time for the climax of our explainer. Who's actually going to win? Before we drop the numbers, let's clarify exactly what the AI looked at here. Because this isn't just pulling a prediction out of a hat. The model factored in current form, overall team balance, defensive statistics, goal scoring efficiency, and tactical flexibility to build this projection. Just keep in mind, it's a data-based estimate based on publicly available stats, right? Not an absolute certainty. And here are the results. You guys, it is a razor-thin margin. The AI calculates a 52% win probability for Spain against a 48% win probability for Argentina. I mean, that is quite literally the definition of a coin toss, with just the absolute slimmest of advantages leaning toward the European side.
So, what exactly does a 52% edge translate to on the scoreboard? Well, the AI boldly predicts a final score of 2-1 in favor of Spain. Yep, it's predicting a narrow, hard-fought, incredibly dramatic victory for the Spanish side. Adding a bit more context to that 2-1 scoreline, the data suggests our likely heroes could be Lamine Yamal or Alvaro Morata for Spain. And for Argentina, surprise, surprise, Lionel Messi is the favorite to find the back of the net. But listen, there is a massive caveat here. If this unbelievably tight game ends in a draw and we go to penalty kicks, all that predictive data shifts. With their recent experience and Emiliano Martinez in goal, that advantage swings heavily right back to Argentina. Ultimately, no matter who actually lifts the trophy, we as football fans are the real winners. We're guaranteed drama, high emotion, and definitely some unforgettable moments. So what do you guys think? Does a new era officially kick off with Spain, or does the absolute legend get his perfect storybook ending with Argentina? Sound off in the comments with your pick. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.